we're going to talk about our Powertec squat machine. We were in the market for a squat machine, and we decided on this one because it's versatile. You can do more than just squats, and we like to get machines that are versatile as much as possible. Now, I just started my strength training journey, and my form is terrible. So what I like about this machine is when I did squats without a machine, my knees would bow out or whatever, and I'd have knee problems, whatever. And I find that this machine helps me do better form, lower squats, and actually do them correctly. And we'll show you in a minute, we can do more than just squats. And we just love this machine. It's probably one of our top 3 favorite machines in our home gym. So when I get on it, okay, all right, so I get in the shoulders now, and then I get up here like this, and then you push this in like this, and then I can go down, and I could never do this but without a machine. And when I get done squatting, my knees are not hurting me or killing me or anything like this. And then you can just gradually keep adding weights to get to where, as you build up strength. Now that was the one thing I like about this machine. The other thing is, the other option we have is to do, you do
calf raises.
Okay. So again, because I was doing them on steps or my whatever, and I just like this option. And the third option we have is you get on the floor and can do, which I really like too. So
overhead presses.
Overhead presses.
There you go, Mama.
So
look at go.
This is, like I said, when I got this is one of my favorite machines because of the versatility, and I can do things with better form than I did without a machine.
I really love that it's plate loaded. So this is like the first initial safety that you're gonna wanna, once you're ready to squat or do calf raises or whatever, you press this in. And then these are secondary safety, which stops this lever from crashing all the way to the ground. So if you fail a squat, or even just to get consistent reps. So that's as far as down as it will go. So that it's kind of a built-in safety, like built-in spotter arms on the squat machine or whatever, or the squat rack, which is really helpful.
And see, I can go so far down, which I never could before.
Can you go all the way down? All the way?
All the way.
Let's try it.
All the way.
More?
Oh, and there's the
there
safety.
you go.
That's the safety. That's the second safety this thing has. So, don't get scared, because I was always scared of and I would never push myself, but I don't have to worry because this machine has a safety.
So strong.
It's got,
Do you remember when we first got it and you couldn't even do one of those?
Yes.
You gotten so strong.
Yes.
We guesstimated it's probably about 30 to 40 pounds of resistance without any additional plates on the plate holders.
It's a great machine. It's like I said in the beginning, this was my favorite till I got my M6. Now, Bowflex M6. Now, they're tied for first place.
That's also because cardio's your first love, or
Very
maybe your
true.
second love.
And I don't like, I have to be pushed to do my strength training because it's definitely not my favorite. But because this machine helps me with my form and it's fun to use, I've been doing it. Where I didn't do strength that often, now I'm doing it several times a week because I do enjoy this machine.
Yeah, enjoying it is really, really important.
Very important.
One thing that's particularly important to keep in mind for small frames or people with small bodies is these arm pads. Our experience is that most gym equipment is built and designed by men for men. And you'll notice here that actually on the pad that there's more distance on this side than this side, because these holes that you attach it to, there's 2 sets of holes. So we put it in the ones that were furthest over here so that the pads would be closer together so they'd fit better on our shoulders. But even still, these pads end up falling right on the bones of the shoulders, and it's not the most comfortable thing. So
we found a solution where we actually bought one of these shoulder pads, soft shoulder pads that's got foam in it. These are actually made, I think, for like kids who play flag football or something. And we'll show you how that works now. It really helps. It's not an ideal solution. It would be better if these were engineered to fit women as well as men, but you know, we do what we can with what we've got. It's fine, but just so you know, you're slightly in the frame. You can stay in the frame, Mama. It's okay. Just let you know. Okay, so yeah, let me just kind of show you. So the machine ends up like where the weight falls. Hopefully I'm in the frame. I should turn the screen around. It falls like right on this shoulder bone that protrudes. And I have particularly pronounced shoulder bones, so it's really, really apparent for me. But for some people, it might not be as big of a deal. How is it for you? You want to come tell them?
For me, it just seems to hit like right here. I mean, my shoulder bones may not be pronounced, but it just hits right at the end. And it would be more comfortable if it was a little bit further in, or if I had some padding. And if you're going to do depending on how much you do and how much weight, the more weight you feel it more. So I'm just beginning, so I don't use as much weight as she does, so it doesn't bother me as much. But as I add weight, I think I could feel it, and that's why I need the shoulder pads more.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying is that it would be nice if it fell like kind of on the meaty part of the shoulders, like right here.
Right.
Which is probably where it falls for the men who designed it.
Right.
But yeah, okay, so we'll show you our solution. And, you know, it's not the most elegant solution, but it works.
It works.
Especially when you weight it down. And you could probably use it without strapping these in, but, you know, we go all out.
Yep.
Okay. I think it's worth it. Even with having to wear the shoulder pads when the weight gets heavy, I think it's worth it because it's fairly inexpensive as far as leg machines go. Because I really, really wanted a way to push legs in a way that was requiring less stability and fear of going heavy, right, with the squat rack. I mean, I love to squat with the barbell, but sometimes I found myself not feeling comfortable pushing the weight because, you know, I didn't have a spotter and just generally afraid of failure when you have that much weight on your back. Because, you know, it can be slightly dangerous if things go wrong. And so I was looking for a way to push legs safely. So hack squat, leg press, pendulum squat. And this feels like the perfect compromise, right? You get sort of the lever motion that you sort of get with a pendulum squat, except it takes up a smaller footprint and it's a heck of a lot cheaper. So I think when we got this, it was on sale at Powertec, and Powertec offers free shipping, so it was less than $1,000 all in taxes, shipping, and everything. So I think it's worth it. What do you think?
Oh, I do too. And what I like about it is I have a fear. My daughter says I have a fear of the weights, and I do. I'm afraid of like doing too much, you know, dropping it or hurting myself. And this one, knowing that I have that safety feature, you know, where I can only go so far. Like if something happens and I'm failing, all I have to do is go down. The machine's going to catch it. I don't have to worry about hurting myself. And again, it's helping me get better form because my form was terrible. And when I tried to do it with the barbell on my back, my knees would cave in or out. I just wouldn't squat right, wouldn't squat deep enough. And this is really helping me get my form down and actually adding weight without fear. So like I said, it's like my practically tied for number one.
We're both working on our fears with the Powertec squat machine, calf machine.
And this was one of our successes. Another one of our successes that we wanted to share.
Not a luxurious mistake.
Very true.
And just remember, we make the luxurious mistakes so you don't have to.
That's right.
Perfect. Get strong on purpose. One other thing is I have seen on other videos people doing lunges on the squat machine. I personally have felt a little bit uncomfortable doing it because you need to, when you step back and you put your knee down, I'm afraid that I would hit my knee on the bottom bar, but you can physically do it. So I'll show you what it looks like, but this is not something I personally do in my workout routine. I much prefer to use the safety squat bar with reverse lunges or just a normal barbell in the squat rack, which I'll show you in another video. So that's my personal preference, but for somebody who maybe doesn't have a squat rack and is just looking for the Powertec to do all of these leg movements, this is definitely a viable option. I would say just take it slow and be really mindful of where you put your knee down so that you don't inadvertently like smack your kneecap on the metal. Yeah, because in the videos that I've seen people do it, it looks fine. So I think it might just be in my head, but that's just me. Now I'm just blabbering. I'm going to show you. Maybe it will work better from here. No. How do they do it?
I don't know. I haven't watched any of those videos because that wasn't an option I was going to try.
Maybe don't use us as a reference for lunges on the Powertec, but I'll just say it is possible.
Lunges is another thing that's not one of my favorites, so that's why I wasn't going to try it.
Yeah, but you're working on doing things that aren't your favorite, but that are good for you. So,
Yeah,
you know.
as we're building our gym and getting good equipment, I am like pushing my boundaries.
Expanding the comfort zone.
There you go.
Okay, you're done.
I'm done.
I'm done. We're done.
Oh, you already started taking it.
Mom making me do squats the day after Christmas. Just kidding.
She's sticking her hand up there. She won't get stuck with it.
Mm-hmm. Kitty, don't get stuck.
You get up here and you can go, whoops, nope, I did that wrong. Sorry. Like I said, I'm just starting my journey, but I like the calf raises a lot.
Are you trying to roll around a bolt, Kitty? Did you stop the recording?
No.